Okay, so here's the hour meter. The key is off, and so I have the positive and negative wires going to Greetings. Thanks for tuning in again to this YouTube channel. My name is Gerald Post. I have posted a few Case 580C videos in the past, and today I want to post one that is about an hour meter. So these tractors, at least this one does, it's a 1979 580C, and it has a cable, like a speedometer cable, on a bicycle that runs from the engine up to the dashboard. And when I bought it, it was working fine. There's a little over, maybe close to 7,000 hours, a little bit under 7,000. And recently, within the last, I would say, 2 hours of using it, the cable inside the little spindle cable had broken. And so the tachometer stopped working, and so did the hour meter. Now, what I've been doing so far out here is testing to see where can I connect a 12 volt DC hour meter on this tractor. When the key is off, it's not running. When the key is on, it's not running. And when the engine's on, it's running. I want to show that to you where I'm connecting it right now. This particular voltmeter I put in this plug right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. This is a very hard shot for me to record. So this voltmeter, there's 2 wires here, and I put it in closest to the engine on that wire. That seems to work the best. I'm going to show you this voltmeter. It is plugged into everything, and it is showing, let's see if you can see that, 0.003 volts DC. So there's no current going through there. Now, I know I'm going to get a little bit of current, 2 point something. When I turn the key on, this changes. So now this says 2.53. Now, will this hour meter run with 2.53 volts in it? Like, say I forgot to turn the key off, which, you know, you can't do that, right? I actually have a battery disconnect switch that I put on too. So anyway, with the key off, nothing, but with the key on, 2.53 DC volts. Now I'm going to go ahead and start it up, and we're going to take a look at the meter, see what kind of voltage, or actually the alternator, see what kind of voltage will go to the meter. So I hope you can hear me or read that, but it says 14.58, 14.58. So I know, shut this off. I know that my hour meter is not going to be charged up at when the key is in the off position, but it may still run it when the key is in the on position. I have to check that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it up, and then I already put it, kind of sandwiched it in there, right there, just for testing purposes to see if that's going to work or not. And we're going to hook that wire up that's connected to it and see what does the hour meter do. Okay, so here's the hour meter. The key is off. And so I have the positive and negative wires going to the negative wire is connected right here. So what I did is I soldered a washer on the end of the wire, and I stuffed that up in there. And so that's where the negative is connected. Now the positive, what I did is I used a pop rivet, and you can see the positives going to the pop rivet, and the pop rivet is in the wire closest to the engine. So there's 2 wires, closest, furthest. It's in the closest one. I have no idea what it's called or anything like that. But I'm just going to go ahead and turn the key on here and see if we have anything. What do we have? 2.3, 2.4. That's with the key on. So I don't see it moving, but we'll go away and come back in 5 to 10 minutes somewhere in there and see if it moved at all. Leave the key on. Okay, it's been 7 minutes. I set a timer for 7 minutes. And I'm going to show you the hour meter. It's at 2.5 volts, remember? And I looked on the Amazon listing, and it says on the back of the meter, which I don't remember seeing that, but it says 6 volts to 80 volts DC. So here is the hour meter with the key on, hasn't moved a bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it up, let it run, and we're going to check to see if that hour meter is going to move. We'll give it another 6 or 7 minutes. Okay, I hope you can hear me. I'm going to show you the voltmeter again. So right now, I just touched the voltmeter onto that pop rivet, 14.59 volts DC. And like I said just a moment ago, it was 2.5. Already I can see that the hour meter is moving. Well, I had to stop the procedure because my wire that I had hooked up to the alternator started moving. That pop rivet started moving over towards the engine block, and it started sparking. So I pulled it off, shut it off. So I know it's going to work. So tomorrow, right now it's 5:30, starting to rain. Tomorrow I'm going to cut a hole. I think I'll show you where I'm going to try to cut that. And then I'm going to hook this all up, and we're going to really be able to test it then. So I tried to get at my master cylinders once, and so I cut a hole here because I couldn't get that cowling off, and I put a piece of aluminum on it. It might be the perfect spot to put the hour meter. Every time I get into it, I'll see the hour meter. I'll remember, oh yeah, it's getting up there. I should start thinking about changing the oil or something else. So anyway, you see the dark clouds. Tomorrow is the day. We'll continue with this project tomorrow. A couple of days went by. I'm back at it again today. I've already laid out the pattern on here where I want that hour meter. The other thing I was thinking is I have to have a fuse. So I'm going to put the fuse in line on the by the engine block, because I don't have one that I can put right here. Otherwise I'd put it right here. And something else is this little light. I need to have something that tells me that this thing's on and working, so that there's power to it. Because if that light ever goes off, that means I'll be driving around using the engine hours and it won't be recorded. So I'm going to put this light on there too. So I'm going to get going with that right now. So I think what I'm going to do is put the light right next to it here. It should be okay there. And I'll put that in later. Now I need to saw this out of here. So I'll get my meter and see if that fits in there. If not, I'll have to do some trimming. Fits. I even have room to put a couple of screws in there too. I think I'm going to go see if I can find any screws for that. Yes, sir. And then I'll just have to take them back out. Maybe not to put those wires on. You know what? I don't even have to put that bracket on the back. That is so tight in there. Let me try this. Now I know this is going to fit because I tried it before. Yeah. So there's a nut on there. I'll have to go wire this all up and then connect it up. I can see a hole where the other wires went through. If I can get it started in there, I should be able to pull it through from the bottom. Oh, there it is. Now let's just see where it came from. Down next to them other wires. You can see that right there. I went ahead and ran that wire up here, put a solder joint in it. I have a washer on the end. I'm going to put it on this ground wire right here. So that ground is being used by some sensor that is on the intake manifold. So I wonder if anybody knows anything about that. Can you tell me what that sensor is right here on the intake manifold? What would that be on my instrument gauge? I have no clue. Anyway, I'm gonna, like I said, take this bolt off and then put that on there. So basically that ground right here is only now for my hour meter and also whatever that sensor is. I'm just gonna finish making sure this wire isn't gonna go anywhere else but where I want it to. And now I'm gonna start working my way up here and putting that fuse block in, but I think before I fasten it, I'll put the fuse block in right now. That one seemed like it took longer, and it did, because I think that big thick wire for the fuse block takes up a lot of the heat. Now I've got to clip this wire. I hate to do that, but that's the one. It's closest to the block, and I'm going to see if I can get it in another one of these solder joints along with this wire on the other side of it. Try that. And while I'm doing this, I should tell you that what I did was I put a 12 volt DC power supply on that meter, and I looked in my book and I figured out how many hours I've already missed putting on the one that was on the dashboard. So I added an hour and a half, and so now it's got an hour and a half on it. So when I go to get it running, it should be right on. Just add the mileage. Okay, so I guess what I want to do is put if I can. Will this still make it up there? Barely. Yeah. I'm gonna put this one in from the bottom. These two on the bottom, see if they'll fit. Okay, they fit, but will this one fit? It does. Awesome. All right. If I go any more, it's going to melt that plastic, I think. I put a 20 amp fuse in here, you know, just enough that if something shorts out, if it shorts out, that it blows and the light will go off and I'll know that it's not working. Okay, shut off lever is in, keys on, here we go. You know what else? Let's go see if that light is brighter. I don't even see it on. I wonder if we got good connections. We'll have to wait and see. Go set the 9-minute timer. Okay, that was 6 minutes. No, 9 minutes. However, for the first, look like a minute or two, I'll have to go back during editing and look at it. But the blue light wasn't on, and that meant that the power wasn't getting to the hour meter. Then all of a sudden, boom, the blue light came on. So either it's a bad ground or the fuse block that I have in there. You know, those fuses, they have to touch both ends inside that fuse block, and sometimes they're just corroded or something. I had that fuse block laying around, so I'd have to check it. But my plan then is keep an eye on it and either reground it right here at the meter or go back and change the fuse block. But I think it's going to work. It's just about 1.7. So having said all that, thanks again for watching this YouTube video. God bless. Be safe.